Hello, my minions. We're back
Sometimes the
there.
right thing and the wrong thing are the same thing.
And we got a quest here, which we're going to do.
You have come to Haj Uzip in its most desperate hour. Haj Uzip is a place out of time, an ancient Argonian settlement, plucked from the Black Marsh and deposited into this dread realm. We know of your mission to Cold Harbor, and we would like to help. But unfortunately, my people are divided. Divided over the fate of our history. But tradition demands that you pass our trials and prove your worth before I reveal all of our secrets to you, outsider. Please, head down this path to the city. I will follow you.
Okay. Wisdom of the Ages. I'm gonna go this way. Nope, we need to go this way.
I told you, Zohanil. We will not aid the outsider while our factions continue to argue about the fate of our beloved history.
The outsider has come, Anjin Saka, just as the history foretold. Perhaps now we can finally settle our disputes and do what is best for the Hist and for Nirn itself.
We shall see, Treeminder. We shall see.
First things first. Way Shrine unlocked.
Are you ready to help us, outsider? Will you undertake the trials? There are 2 trials, each designed to prove your worth to one of the factions here in Haj Uzith. The trial of spirit and the trial of body. One shall test your intangible qualities, the other your physical virtues. The trial of spirit is a test to prove your worth to the scholars of Haj Uzith. It shall challenge your mind and determine your strength of spirit. The trial of body is a test to prove your worth to Anjin Saka and his warrior faction. I'm sure it involves some kind of contest of strength and physical prowess. By successfully completing the trials, you shall show your worth and skills to our factions. Then you may participate in the great debate that has fractured our community for so long. Are you ready to undertake these trials?
Excuse me.
You
Yes.
wish to start the trial of spirit?
Let's do
This
that.
trial determines if your spirit can understand the spirit of my people. We cherish courage, which helps us face this realm's horrors. Endurance, which allows us to bear its hardships. And preservation, which keeps our traditions alive. Take these amulets and speak to the people on the South Pyramid. Give each amulet to the person that best represents its spiritual quality. For each correct match, you will receive a gem.
Yay, shiny things!
3 statues at the top of the pyramid represent the challenges our values must contend with. Place the gems in the correct statues to symbolize overcoming these challenges. Then meet me at the base of the pyramid when you have finished the trial.
Okay.
Greetings.
Let's move
Hello.
Cthulhu's pyramid just a little bit.
Selling, buying, trading, right here.
I see the trial of spirit has begun. I am a go-between. I negotiate interactions between my people's two factions, as well as with the other inhabitants of Cold Harbor. And which of Zohanneel's baubles do you think matches my daring nature? Thank you, but no. That amulet belongs to someone. And which of Zohanneel's baubles do you think matches my daring nature? Thank you. I need to be brave and resolute to negotiate not only with my own people, but with the sad and dangerous creatures that roam this twisted plane. Here, take this gem of courage. You will need it when you reach the top of the pyramid.
Okay, yeah, the first one wrong. Partially. Oh, come on, won't let me through. That's cheap.
Hail.
Are you here for the trial of spirit? Then know that I am but a humble farmer dealing with whatever this strange land throws at me so that I can provide food for my people. One of Zohanneel's necklaces, I assume. And which one do you think matches my pragmatic? No, I can't. One of Zohaneel. Thank you. I deal with the hardships of coaxing food
Fracking.
from this foul land. Without my dedication, who knows what my people will be eating? Please, take this gem of endurance. You'll need it when you go to the top of the pyramid.
Alright, one left. Where is that last one? Shortcut!
You must be here for the trial of spirit. Know that I am the Lord Master of Haj Uzith. I maintain the traditions and customs of my people. Of course. And whichever. Thank you. My role here is to preserve and pass on the traditions of my people.
Gnarly horns,
so that each
dude.
generation never forgets where we came from. Take this gem of preservation. You will need it when you go to the pyramid's upper level.
Let's see if I guessed right.
The outsider returns. And was your trial of spirit successful? Good. That means you understand the spirit of my people. You must still complete the trial of body. Speak to Anjin Saka when you are ready to begin. You have proven yourself, as I knew you would. I shall answer what I can. The time of the great Argonian civilization was coming to an end, and our history feared what that would mean for its children. When Molag Bal offered a different solution, the history gladly accepted. We allow Molag Bal's minions to draw sap from the history. The only thing sustaining the hist in this foul land is the crystal that Molag Bal gave us. But over time, the crystal has poisoned the hist. It is dying. Our hist cares for us, protects us. To preserve our culture, our history struck a bargain with Molag Bal. Now the crystal provided by the Lord of Brutality somehow keeps the hist alive, but it cannot fully heal the poison in this soil. We believe that the crystal is one of Molag Bal's vampiric shards, foul relics that corrupt whatever they come in contact with. The crystal only prolongs the suffering of the hist. no matter the cost. That suffering needs to end.
Ouch.
Yes, provided you prove yourself worthy to both sides. Our two factions argue over the ultimate fate of the history. Which is the better outcome? Eternal death or eternal suffering? And then, of course, we know that you have come to this realm with the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild. We know that you seek to stop the plane meld that Molag Bal has orchestrated. We want to help you, but we can't while our people disagree. The scholars, of which I am a part, believe that eternal death is better than the eternal suffering our Hist now endures. The warriors, led by Anjin Saka, feel quite the opposite. Existence, they feel, any existence, is better than oblivion. If only it were that simple. Our Hist is weak, barely sustained by the crystal that feeds it. It hasn't spoken to us in a long, long time. But I have had dreams. They revealed your imminent arrival and hinted at your involvement in our debate.
Interesting.
You have completed the trial of spirit. Are you ready to undertake the trial of body now? Know that our arrangement with Molag Bal prohibits us from interfering with the Remora who collect sap from the Hist. You, however, are under no such obligation. It has everything to do with the trial. It is the trial. Beneath the North Pyramid, Dremora gathers sap from the Hist into great vats. They use treated wood to heat the sap and refine it, drawing forth its magical essence. Demonstrate your strength and physical prowess. Destroy the vats and disrupt their operations. If you add more treated wood to the fires, the sap will burn, and the vats will melt in the intense heat. Complete this task, and then return to me.
Okay. Destroy some vats.
User joined your channel.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Who is it? Who be dish? I'm recording, that's the only reason why.
Ah, that's okay. I don't mind you recording.
This
But
isn't
you'll have to guess.
Wolfie.
Hello.
What's up? What's the word, Wolfie?
Slarty Bart Fast.
I was gonna say bird is the word.
Right, is the bird a word?
Bird is the word.
Everybody knows the bird is the word.
Where the heck am I going? I don't know.
Cold Harbour.
I'm there, I'm trying to help the history.
Oh, put it out of its misery.
That's what I was thinking.
Megabyte.
What trouble have Wolfie been up to today?
I got my wallet or something.
Guild's debating over the new thing, going, oh, it doesn't look all that good. I'm like, well, considering it's the first time we've seen Osmord in forever.
I hate these like really there's one race that I have gravitated towards. It's just like just a step above crocodiles in their sort of like way that they handle people. You know, stop.
Yeah.
Okay, special headed. I've just met your deceased wife in this cavern. Oh, bash your headed, and she her ghost gave me this to give you. Oh, bash your headed. don't you want it? I'll bash your head in, then I'll take it from your dead and crippled body.
Yeah,
You know, that sums up orcs, really. You know,
Yes,
like,
it is about sums up orcs. Orcs are a special kind of funness.
Funness is not the word that I would use.
Though I did run around for a little while with one of my D&D campaigns. It was a psychotic half-orc.
Well, half orcs, okay, you know, they've had some sense bred into them.
Yeah, but he was a warrior and thought my character was psychotic because was running around with a 4'5" wild elf that was a barbarian that carried a great sword that was bigger than he was.
So what? It dragged along the ground.
Pretty much, and pretty much the group nearly banned me from going into any sort of tavern inn things because if they didn't have any elvish wine, I immediately started a fight. He was just, I'm like, he's a wild elf. I'm sorry you find him uncouth, but he doesn't play by your rules. In fact, he really doesn't play by any rules. That's pretty much why he got kicked out of his village. What they never moaned about his when he had to do like certain strength feats and things like that because of when I rolled out his stats because it was I think it was 3. I ended up with a natural 20 as strength before anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was just 4 foot. He looked like he was 4 foot nothing. He looked. I purposely made him extremely wirily muscled, but he was this mean little elf. He was fun to play. Where's the wood? Whoopsh.
Wow. Fixed an issue where the vendor prices are not displayed at the costs. were 6 digits or more.
Uh, joined a new table Thursday night gaming group. They were running Shadowrun 5th edition, and I'm like, Shadowrun, must join
I
them.
did a Skype game on Friday. It was 8 o'clock start, finished till 3:30 in the morning.
Nice.
Oh, crikey. I was GMing it. Dear. Oh, sort of like good, sort of like just entrapping a player and then sort of like leading them, and then springing the trap on them, and then sort of like going, what? No! It's when being called a bastard is such fun.
Yeah, one GM regretted we were running a Pathfinder game, and we based different characters. I had a repeating crossbow, which I first started out level 1, which I used a little bit, and then as soon as I started leveling up, ambidextrous, went dual wield with my ranger, and about level 3 he decides to give me a +2 longsword with keen on it. Yeah, he regretted it ever since when we were running that campaign, because I have an unnatural ability at times to roll like 17 and above, and that's what I need to critical. Yeah. I would just kept critically.
You see, as a DM, I have a nasty way of removing items off of people. I make them sentient.
Oh, I love. Last time I had a sentient sword, it was awesome.
And when that sword becomes sentient, it becomes to become that person's property, and it has a will of its own, and it then becomes an NPC player, which is under the diction of the GM. So right, I draw myself. No, I'm gonna go blood. What do you mean you're gonna go blood? Oh, I don't want to play. No, sorry, I've had enough. You've just not been oiling me properly enough. You've just not been.
The thing is that wouldn't have happened with my character, and because my character, when we got captured by the wizard being stupid, he decided to invisibly himself, and then tried to lightning bolt the other wizard that was in the orc horde, and kill him. You forgot when you cast a spell. While invisible, you no longer become. So I basically drank a potion of disguised myself as an orc, and challenged the chieftain to because my favorite class to hunt was orc. So I pulled out both. I had a bastard sword and a longsword, challenged him to a duel for leadership. And I kicked his ass. I actually won. But then I got jumped by 2 ogres, an orc mage, and someone else who didn't bother to follow the damn rules. And I had to run away. I had about 10 health.
Rules? Orcs have rules?
Rule of combat! Leadership! Right. It's supposed to be against the 2 orcs. Yeah, they didn't follow it.
They can't count.
Some can, and when they strip me of all of my weapons, the DM goes, "Is that all of them?" Maybe. Rolls. They took off. It was 12 throwing hatchets, 12 throwing daggers, my long sword, my bastard sword, a short sword, and then I had a hunting, 4 hunting daggers. What else did I have on me? Besides the throwing hatchets, I also had 6 daggers that weren't throwing daggers, but just dueling daggers and things like that. It basically stripped off of me about 50 weapons that I had patted down on and my motto of my ranger was, there is no such thing as being too armed.
No,
Because
that's perfectly true. You can never have enough weapons.
because he was a orc hunter, he would just he had to fight. There was a couple times we had to fight like a couple battalions. I literally left. At one point in time, I was down just to my long sword and my bastard sword, as I had literally killed 50 orcs with all of my other weapons. That's how the DM was trying to strip me of my weapons. I'm like, fine, you're gonna strip me. I'm gonna use them to kill every single orc in your horde. And then when the final battle came down to basically it was a demon possessed orc mage and an orc ogre that was also somewhat demon possessed with the other ones. By the time I had leveled myself up, my next rank of favorite favorite enemy was demons, because we've been fighting them half the time. And so faced off, we're fully healed, facing off against this guy. He was glowing badly with magic, and I'm like, looked at the paladin, looked at him, said, nice knowing, it's a good day to die. I said, if I'm going down, I'm taking the bastard with me. What I had a +1 bastard sword at that point in time, so I spent basically all my gold to up that. I was going to spend it trying to up the keen +2 keen longsword, because it was just ridiculous. Next thing I was going to put on the bastard sword was keen. So I had 4 attacks. My first 2 attacks, I rolled a 20 and a 19. So it was an automatic critical and a critical threat on the bastard sword. I rolled again for my next 2 attacks, 2 20s. Which was another critical.
You're a player, but if I was there, I would go right. Okay, because I never try and sort of like kill players. I always,
Yeah, you'd want to kill me. He would
want to kill you. Started rolling, criticals like that in the same sort of like combat round. I would right.
Well, no, that basically, the guy had just got done hitting me for. First hit was 40 points of damage. Second hit was for 36. I basically had 15 health left. So I said, you know what? I'm going to die, but I'm taking you with me. So, I had critical success, critical threat, critical success, critical success. So I had to roll my, see if I critical. Next 2 rolls to see if I critical my critical, which I did. I rolled an 18 for my longsword and a 20 for my critical threat, which criticaled my critical. And then I rolled again. I rolled a 17 on my second critical, on the second longsword. And then I rolled a 16, which was basically I did max damage with my +1 bastard.
If I was DMing, I'd go, right, now you've got rid of the trash mobs. Now here comes.
We were fighting.
Now roll those criticals.
The thing is I ended up doing first hit with the longsword 75 points of damage, which he had to actually roll, because per rules, and he was not happy against his fortitude save against an automatic death. But he called it, saying because he was demon possessed, no, we don't. My second hit was 74 points of damage. My third hit was 56 points of damage. My fourth hit was 24 points of damage. And then the other guys hit him. He missed me. Because I had also a two-handed defense. Just barely missed me. And then I criticaled against him again. He goes, fuck it, he's dead. And I just basically got hit by the ogre, which took 14 points of damage. I was down to one hit. And those guys...
You see, now if I was DM there, you know, you're down to one hit. Right, demon-possessed ogre. Right, it now possesses you. Make a fortitude saving roll.
Which he tried, and I fortitude saved against it. And he goes, right, you son of a... you bastard. Here, he handed me 2 other pairs of dice. He goes, your dice is loaded. He goes, and I criticaled on those dice.
Yeah, we have a jar. I do that quite often. Like, give me those dice.
And they said, they even said, they go, dude, we've done this before. It's just scary how I rolled on that campaign. I was able to roll extremely high. It was like the scary of, yeah, the best. I think the most fun we had in that campaign was I bluffed an ogre into abandoning his position because of how the orcs were treating him. I basically go, you're gonna take that from him? You're bigger than him. You're stronger than him. That's why he's bullying you. He's afraid of you. And he ended up knocking our cart over that we were being ported into, killing 3 of the orc guards, and ran off in tears. Everyone was laughing so hard because of this. We were in tears. And the best part was, our poor druid had tried for the last 4 or 5 rounds to basically charm this what was it? It's the bear that has the
So like Bjorn, werebear type thing.
no, not a werebear. It had the owl face owlbear. That was it. Yeah, he finally charmed this damn thing after taking about half his life, and he comes running to rescue us with this thing, and ends up running into this crying ogre, and sets it off this owlbear against this ogre. Like, fight to the death match. And we come walking up after we killed the last orc, gathered all our stuff, come walking up. He looks, just goes, "I'm just coming to rescue you." I'm like, "With what?" I'm like, "Wait, tell me you did." Oh, son of, that poor orc, or that poor ogre. Yeah, we better let them fight it out to the death. It was one of those just really crazy psychotic matches. It was hilarious.
Excellent.
The outsider has returned. Well done, outsider.
I have to do that after. In the middle of doing a like a new science fiction game. But
Nothing.
started. Well, they're in sort of like a convenient spot in Middle Earth game,
Sap and refines it into potions and elixirs.
and they're sort of like
Purpose we
at
can only guess at.
just sort of like
Perversion.
east of the Sea of Rune, they're called Avon, where the elves woke up. So they're finding that there's a whole elf community bent on ridding Middle Earth of sort of like human beings, which they think of as well, little more than animals.
Oh. Kind of like what's his face? The one elf king. It was Legolas's dad.
Oh, the King Under the Mountain. Yeah.
And that's kind of how he felt about
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah, the only humans that these elves tolerate are the actual original humans that sort of like came from I can't remember what Holdoran, which is where the first humans woke up on Middle Earth, and so these are the sort of like the Numerian type humans, not the sort of like watered down Dunedain or Rohan or sort of like. So yeah, that's sort of like, oh shit, what?
Then
Two
the
wizards, the
time has
two
come
blue
to
wizards that you
choose.
don't get
Do you
hear
believe
a
that
lot
life,
about.
no matter the
Let's see.
hardships, is sacred? Or do you,
Are
if
they
you settle the
one's
debate in the
manipulating the
warrior's
elves and the
favor,
other one's
then the history
manipulating the
continues to live, and
humans?
our civilization shall endure, just as it always has in this harsh land. Plus, my warriors shall stand at your side in your final battle against Molag Bal. The warriors believe that the history must survive, no matter the torments it is forced to suffer. The crystal must continue to sustain it, to keep the spark of life flickering despite the
We've
endless
got the seven
pain.
dwarven rings
Life is
that have
precious.
been dished out to
The haste
various
must
different
endure.
personalities. So
You're a cruel, cruel man.
the seven rings
If
are being
you
controlled
must,
by
I shall wait here
the
for
two
your return.
blue wizards. Dear.
You have completed our trials, outsider. Now we ask you to settle our long debate. Will you side with the scholars or with the warriors? The scholars believe that the history cannot continue as Molag Bal's slave. It withers away.
And they've
But the
just sent
crystal
half
will
their
not let it
army
die.
home to
This cruel
start
existence,
diplomatic
this terrible suffering,
negotiations.
it must come to an
Little
end.
do they know that there's
Oblivion is
a
preferable to
full
eternal
army
torment.
following this delegation back to its source.
I can see both sides of the his argument, but I think life is definitely precious. But if it's eternal torment, that's not much of a life. But what if they could transfer the history back after they stop Molag Bal?
Yeah, but you don't know whether they'll do that or not.
No, it would actually. He states that these warriors would help, but the history would be stuck in Cold Harbor. That's not much of an existence.
But then there are other histories in Tamriel,
Yeah, that is true.
and they could take a cut from another one
And carry on. They could always come back to Tamriel.
indeed.
Possibility with a small branch off of their own history.
They could become a race of vampire Argonians.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to see. Not.
This outcome, while sad, is for the best. We shall give you a boon to help you in your struggle. Without the vampiric shard, the hist will pass on naturally. But first, you need to convince Anjin Saka to accept your decision.
Excuse me a minute.
Have you made a decision, outsider? I see, but our traditions allow a choice, any choice, to be challenged. You must defend your decision by defeating our champion in combat. If you cannot uphold your conviction through battle, then how can you expect us to honor your decision?
I'm gonna have to intimidate him just simply because of, well, that's what I'm gonna do.
Your conviction and certainty do you proud. Very well. The warriors will accept your decision.
Don't need to actually kill the leader of the warriors.
first shard has been destroyed. Currents of happiness and grief flow through the river this day. Thank you, outsider. Because of you, the history's eternal suffering and enslavement shall finally come to an end. We shall mourn the Hist, but we shall also find solace now that its pain and torment is over. When you need us, we shall be there.
And that's a ding. That's a ding. That's the ending of that madness. Alright, my minions, I'm going to end this video here. Get it uploaded. If you guys and gals like what you see, please subscribe. Put me on your favorites. If you got any questions, want to see anything, just want to see any different games, let me know. I'll do what I can. Comment down below. And until next time, my minions, keep on gaming.